Alright guys, this is going to be a map chat on Halluf. Um, so let's get right into it. Spawning south side with a light tank. Your first option is to either rush down to the hill that is newly been put there since the last patch, and you'll scout on this hill, so you'll try to spot everything. Do not die, obviously. Another option is to rush a little bit further north, go around behind this rock and straight down into this hill. This hill at the very beginning will give you lights onto the heavy tanks as they cross north up here to get into this area. So tanks, TDs that you have sitting back here or over here can take shots onto them pretty easily. So it's a pretty strong spot. You can come over here, a spot right there, move back down, and so on and so forth. Two best spots for light tanks, obviously, they provide cover, they provide good spotting areas. So those are the only two I would say do. Um, you could rush up to here, but it's not as strong as these two. It limits the view that you get. It increases how much you're out in the open. So these two spots, either one of those, work nicely. Those are the two I would use. Right, as a TD, at the very start, you could sit right here and wait for something to try to push in really quickly down here and take a shot onto it. Then immediately move either to the middle as a defense to attack here or attack here to whatever's being lit, or across. Um, or you can sit on this hill right here to attack into this area, or over here, on this hill, right here. So those are the three options really as a TD that you provide it. There are a couple others you could push around onto this hill right here and guard this side. It really limits where you can shoot though. If nothing pushes here, you end up doing nothing the entire match. So three best spots I like going to as TDs. Now as a medium, you have pretty much the same options as the light tanks. You want to be aggressive in the middle. This is where mediums thrive, is in the middle. So pushing either one of these hills is a good idea. I prefer this hill in mediums more than this hill. You could do either or there. But what happens with this hill is it gives you the options to move up to this side aggressively, quickly, where this side pretty much won't get pushed at all at the beginning of the match, and it's pretty much always the last part of the map to fall. So I usually start off right at the beginning, do the same rush I would do in a light tank, get up to this area and immediately spot anything that gets lit right here for my tanks and TDs to take out, artillery or what have you, and shoot up to this area. I put as much pressure on this corner, try to drag as much attention to me as possible, so as my tanks push up, they have an easier time pushing and winning this. I'll keep the stuff onto this hill lit as well, and stuff that's sitting back here lit. Take it out accordingly, and then once I pretty much get the all clear. There's only like one tank left up here, or no tanks up here. I'll push in, get around, either go up this side, or push in up here and get into this area to light the stuff that's over here. You always want to be careful coming to this area because TDs will sit back here and have shots in this area, so it's pretty much a depth zone to get in. Also right here as well. So lighting this area is pretty important to finish off the map. That's where a lot of your TDs will sit on this side, so that's pretty much what you want to do. As a heavy, I really can only recommend one place to go, no matter what heavy you're in, and that's to push across at the very beginning and get up into this area and fight it out here. You really have to be careful over here because Artie can hit this entire area right here, so you want to be up in this corner. You more so than not want them to push around on you to take damage, because any tanks you have sitting back here can also put shots into them. So letting them push around onto you is definitely the better option. But heavies need to win the side. This is one of the most valuable parts in the map. If you win the side, you usually win. As long as you play it correctly after that, you usually win. So that's all you have to do on this side as far as heavies, mediums, tank destroyers, and lights go. So we'll swap over to the other side. Get ready to talk about that. Alright, on this side, in the light tank, it's pretty much exactly the same, just a little bit opposite, and one extra place you can go. So at the very beginning, you can rush into here. You'll rush back here, get behind this mountain, and try lighting the stuff that's over here. and a light tank. Basically, what you're trying to do is make it so your mediums can push up into this area. If you have no mediums, there's really no point in doing it. Um, but for the most part, you should be able to take care of any lights that you need for your mediums to push up and for your tank destroyers and artillery to take out. Um, Another option at the very start is to rush down here, get into this area, and do pretty much exactly the same thing. You're trying to light all the stuff that's over here. Any tanks over here, or any tanks over here. You're just trying to light it. Stay alive and light it. Same for over here. You can push down. If you lose this side though, you'll die really quickly, so you have to keep that in mind. There's really no way to get out of here. Or in either one, really. There's not a way to get out. So you'll just light, same as before. Light as much as you can, keep it lit, and keep anything lit that shows up in the same area as you. In a TD, you'll either go onto this corner to shoot down to mediums or anything that comes in this area. You can go here to shoot across to this whole area right here. Is what you're trying to shoot. It's mainly to shoot stuff as they come up and try to push onto your tanks. You can also go here to do the same thing. It's a little bit closer, but it also gives you shots over here. If they try to retreat, you can get shots there. And if you do lose this top corner and they start pushing in, you can always go to this spot and take shots. It doesn't really matter, armored, light, lightly armored TD. They can all do the exact same things in this map. It's a pretty straightforward map. Alright, so medium tanks. Medium tanks, pretty much again exactly the same thing. We can go over here to try to light. I wouldn't recommend anything but a bad chat do that, but they can go over here, bad chat Leo, try to light the stuff that's over here, or go down into this area or this area to put pressure. You can also try to push into this area as well. Up in the hill, you'll just try to block the TDs out. Leo can't really do it. The 140 is okay at it. It's not the greatest greatest spot, but it can work. And then pretty much what you're trying to do in this area is once you win this area, you want to push up into this area, push up around this corner, and take out any of the TDs, light the TDs, and that's pretty much it. You're just a light and flank. That's all you're trying to do. Over here, you're just lighting. That's pretty much what you're stuck doing over here, is just lighting. If this stuff dies and you feel confident, you can try to come around, get up behind these rocks and take shots at this stuff, but probably won't happen, at least too early in the game, so you'll usually be stuck there just trying to shoot the stuff that's over here. Same goes for both sides. Alright, heavy tank, north. Again, if you're in a heavy, you should be north. There's really no reason for you to be camping at all. You should be north, helping them push this corner and getting these tanks out of here so that you can push up and pretty much close in on the map. Once you win north on this map, you pretty much own this huge portion of the map if you're north side. If you're south side and you win that side, you own this portion of the map. So owning the north is a huge part of winning this map. South is a lot harder to penetrate and take out. North is pretty close up. But yeah, anyways, if you're in a heavy, this is where you should be. Pushing this corner. Either you're going to sit right here and move up here and wait for them to push. You have to be aware that Artie's going to shoot there. Or you're going to sit back on these edges and wait for them to come around, track, and do damage. If you start losing pretty badly, you can fall back into this corner and fight this corner next, but you have to be aware those tanks will come up pretty easily behind you, so Artie can also hit you really easily, so it's not the greatest spot, but if you have to, you can fall back right there, or right here. That pretty much covers everything.